thing.
I was sitting in this nightclub behind a port wine glass. Brand new car outside and not a drop of gas. Nothing down, about 3 years to pay. Sound like a pretty good deal. Other day, I got a new car. I got a new car. I got a new car. But I'm as broke as I can be. Ever since I wrote on that little black dotted line, I haven't been able to sufficiently dine. Toothpicks and soup ain't much of a meal. And $244 a month ain't much of a deal. I got a new car. I got a new car. I got a new car. But I'm as broke as I can be. I've had my car now, let me see, it's just been about a little over a week. And already that thing beginning to shake and rattle and squeak. What little money I do runs across goes my gas tank and out my exhaust. I got a new car. I got a new car. I got a new car. But I'm as broke as I can be. You know the man come and take my pretty car back.
Why?
Well, my old lady tried to tell me not to get a brand new Cadillac.
I'll tell you
Next time I buy a car, I'm gonna buy one I can afford.
What you mean?
And when I say afford, I mean afford. I got a new car. I got a new car. I got a new car. But I'm as broke as I can be. Down Broadway minding my own affair. When two great big policemen grabbed me unaware. Say, your name Troy Henry Key? And I said, why, sure. Yeah. Say, you the big mother we've been looking for. Frank, I was Frank. I never do nothing wrong, but I always get Frank. Took me downtown Oakland where the bright light shine.
I've been there before, brother.
There was 10 poor souls of me standing in that line.
I've been there too.
I knew I was a victim of someone's evil plan.
You got to get you.
When a strange little dude walked in and said,
That's the man!
Frank! I was Frank. I never do nothing wrong, but I always get Frank. Prosecuting attorney started prosecuting me. That little ugly sucker gave me the third degree.
You think he was against you?
He said, where was you on about June 29th?
What did you tell him?
I says, I was at JJ. Says, Judge, this fool is lying. Frank! I was Frank. I never do nothing wrong, but I always get Frank. I deny the charge of robbing a liquor store. Deny the charges of carrying a little pearl-handled 44. I deny the charges of vagrancy too.
They thought you was a gangster.
But when the judge came down, poured whiskey on my head, turned around to the jury and said, convict this man, he is drunk. Or what could I do? I was Frank.
Hello, baby. Hello, Coded Friend 001 listeners. How's everybody doing tonight? Biff Thunder Muffin. Turn that phone off. Enjoy your family time. Catch us on the replay. Have a good time with your family, bro. Enjoy the meal. I'm glad you let me know what you were doing. Anthony Caruso is sitting in the back room. I'm going to bring him up and kill my monitor because I appear to have good sound everywhere. Anthony, if you're there, how you doing, bro?
G'day. Good yourself.
I'm hanging in there. I had kind of a lazy little lackadaisical day. It's a little rainy here, and the temperature's dropping down up north in the States. They're getting blanketed with snow.
We're getting the exact opposite here today. It's 31 degrees Celsius and it's 75% humidity at the moment. So, yeah, we're boiling at the moment.
I'll take all of that except the 75% humidity. Rebel at Heart, I have your question posted up there. Your question about having a question for me. I didn't see a question go by. If you'd like to ask your question, I will gladly answer.
Unless that was the question.
Kind of open-ended as far as questions go.
Very, very, very open-ended indeed.
Yeah. So, any rumblings in Australia or things kind of calm there? What's going on in the land down under?
There's always something happening here. It really does seem like the mainstream media has really latched on to really running wild on exposing the sovereign citizen movement in Australia at the moment. Thankfully, we don't have the First Amendment auditors really trying to take off here, but the soft sits are doing their bit to make life about as entertaining as possible with all levels of stupid. But, you know, it's good to see at least that it's getting the exposure that it deserves, and the exposure that it's getting is not positive exposure. So just about everyone is on the same page with calling out these idiots.
Right. Hopefully they do. Oh, I got a response from Rebel at Heart. She wants to know what I think about the Zilla last night. Over on Welsh News Network. I don't know. He's a fucking strange bird, without a doubt. He's obviously under the chilly spell. Did you catch Welsh News Network last night, Anthony?
I caught a bit of it. Did get to enjoy it a bit, but I think what we've seen overall with the entire situation is that he just seems to be developing this cult of personality within the alt-right. And I mean, we're talking the lunatic alt-right at that, the almost completely unhinged.
You see Zilla as an alt-right guy?
I think he shows remnants of it. Okay. I don't know how far he goes with it, but let's just say I wouldn't be surprised.
In all honesty, I think he's just your run-of-the-mill dope addict who's, invented a backstory for himself about how tough his life is and the rest of the bullshit. And he, he tries to use that to squeeze sympathy out of people.
Yeah, I got to say that doesn't wash with me. And, we're going through a bit at the moment where we had a passing of a relative in our family, but the relative in particular sort of came to Australia with absolutely nothing, had to leave Italy with nothing and took a chance and, busted a gut and was successful in life. So, some of these people who go on about, I've had a hard life, I'm struggling, I need you to give me money so I can have to survive. Not bullshit, mate.
Right. Get off the dope, clean yourself up, and get a fucking job. Flip burgers for 30 days and start putting applications in at better places. I mean, that's what you have to fucking do.
You have to, and you've got to get creative with some of the ways that you go out and make money. I mean, for myself, as an example, the first job I ever had was actually working as a soccer referee. It didn't pay a lot per game, but when you did a few of them in, it piled up after a while.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at what you're saying. There's two things going on with me. First off, Welsh News Network is in the fucking chat with the free the emu shit right off the fucking rip tonight. Which, you know, we had a good fucking roll about the other day, and then it continued on Welsh's show. Just to answer a question in the chat, I think it was Hello Baby asked about Scrub Zilla. It's way down, almost toward the end of the broadcast. Welsh was kind enough to bring him up, and he put everyone in the panel behind scenes. Everybody spoke to him one at a time. Of course, he pissed Welsh off with a fucking comment about Hank was talking about, you know, real life fucking tough situations like Bosnia, which Hank was there for the conflict. And Scrub went into some, you know, you just want a sympathy party, which, my friends, was confession by projection. Wild confession by projection, because that was all he was doing the whole fucking time, was trying to tell a sob story about himself to make people feel sad about him. Hey, Scrub, if you're listening, I mean, I really don't feel sad for you because you're where you are because of your own behavior. You had a problem with the police in Colorado. You're in Idaho now. You got a problem with the fucking police in Idaho. You're the common factor, bro. And I know this because despite being brought up in suburban America, middle class, I went to high school. I lucked out. My high school was top 10 in the nation the year I graduated. I went to a good college, and, you know, I lucked my way. You can say I say I lucked my way into a Wall Street job. But the reality is, during Christmas break of my senior year, I got the Barron's, I got the Wall Street Journal, I got all the fucking, in the classified section, every brokerage firm that was fucking running an ad to hire. And during Christmas break, I went down, my grandparents lived on Long Island, I stayed at my grandparents' place, and I went into the city every fucking day, and I was interviewing for practice. Not to get a job, for practice. And I stumbled into a job. But that's you. If you don't put yourself out there, if you don't try, fail, you're not going to fucking go anywhere. And on top of that, if you're not putting yourself out there and trying, and you're eating up your idle time with the fucking dope and the rest of the bullshit, you're going to run into the fucking police eventually. You bring that shit down on yourself because you got yourself fucked up. So, Welsh just, I think, reached a point where he just got, you know, his patience had been exhausted by a flip attitude. Scrub made some comments about the people on the panel at Welsh News Network wanting to start a sympathy party for themselves. It's kind of bullshit. There's nobody there that wants a fucking sympathy party. And Welsh just hit the fucking eject button on him, and out the fucking canopy he flew. Hopefully his parachute opened.
I'm sorry, but did he try to sympathy vote himself versus the horrible atrocities that went on in the former Yugoslavia in the 1990s? Because really, if he tried to do that, then he is pretty much just demonstrating himself to be one selfish prick.
Yeah, man. I have one of the guys I work with, and shit, man, we've been working together for 8 or 9 years. He is a Bosnian Muslim. He looks like if you saw him, you would think he was Scottish. He's got that tall, kind of lanky build. He's about 6'2", red hair, full fucking red hair. And he was a kid during that conflict. He was sitting on a swing set, and his best friend was sitting on the swing next to him, and they were just kind of hanging out, you know, holding the chain on the swing, talking to each other. Boom. His buddy got shot dead right next to him.
Yeah, it's just some of the stuff that used to happen throughout that time there was horrendous. My grandfather, even back in the 50s after the Second World War, was stationed on the border between Italy and the former Yugoslavia. Like, that was not a safe place to be for over 70 years.
Right. Yeah, because there was all kinds of ethnic cleansing and bullshit going on. The same guy I was talking about, his dad was in a Serbian concentration camp. His dad almost starved to death. Luckily, they made their way over to America after the conflict cooled down. And, he went through the school system here in America. He actually might be going back home in the next month or two. He's early 30s, 30, 31. So I keep telling him he's going to be back in 2 months. He laughs at me. So.
I think,
hang on one second.
I think Welsh might be in the back room.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's what I was trying to interrupt you for. Dan is in the back room. I'm going to bring Welsh News Network into the fray. Welsh, you're here with us. How you doing, bro?
Fear the emos. Fear the emus.
I'm getting a little bit worried about your obsession with the emus at the moment, Welsh. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm doing good, but I figure I can use the emus as my version of tactical nuclear weapons.
He's got the great. If you're interested in some good comedic fodder, tomorrow night on the Welsh News Network, the guys over there and girls, because I've seen Witch of Heart, although I've never spoken to her. I've seen her on your broadcast a couple times. I think by the time I got on last night, she was gone, or maybe it was the night before. And there's the lovely Becca, who I don't see with us tonight. Becca, if you're listening, hello, sunshine. I hope it's not snowing up there. Welsh News Network tomorrow will be showing video footage of the Great Emu War.
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. So what time are you scheduled for tomorrow night, Dan? 6:30, 8:30?
6:30, and I got news for you, Coded. Guess who just broke the 1,000 subscriber mark?
Me?
No, me.
Congratulations, bro, because I had a pretty good head start on you. I picked up about 100 subs in the past week, which I'm really happy with. I'm at 711, so lucky numbers. We'll do good. Welsh, congratulations on 1,000 subscribers, because I think a little more than a week ago, you were at under 300?
About 10 days ago, and then Chile tried to ruin us, and that helped. And then for some reason today, we've picked up over 200.
Not 200 today? Sweet.
Yep.
That's fucking great, man.
How many of them were emus?
Yeah.
We're thinking we're getting a lot from the emus, because we got tomorrow. All we're doing is interview with Terry the Ironton Auditor and the Great Emus.
That'll be great,
so that we can really dunk on our friends in the colonies.
That's great. I want to hear a good interview with Ironton Auditor, a back and forth, and just a kind of a detail on the fucking behavior of that little punk bitch Decastro, who we'll be looking at tonight, because, man, did he go fucking crazy today. I don't know if this was, I doubt it was alive, because he premiered it, so it's probably a past video, but he fucking, oh my God, we're talking lunatic fringe, we're talking rabid dog here. And wait till you see the fucking police reaction to him. It is absolutely amazing. A message from Becca just went by for anyone that wants to watch me tomorrow. Just tune in to Welsh News Network. I hang out with a few crazy men. Yes, you do, Becca. Yes, you do. Yeah, I encourage everybody, if you're not subbed at Welsh News Network, get over there, sub. Watch a broadcast or two, and you'll find that you're going to get some laughs. They're good at poking fun at each other. I don't think there's anybody over at Welsh News Network that really takes themselves seriously. And,
oh, dear God, no.
Right, and everybody, it's open season, everybody against everybody over there. But don't fuck with them, because they'll all coalesce quickly, and you'll be fighting a solid front. So play fair, poke fun, don't get rude. Blocked, Dan, if you get blocked over there, it takes a lot to get blocked, but if you get your ass blocked over there, you're never coming back. So check out the Welsh News. Check out the Welsh News Network and give them a sub. A lot of facts, a lot of in-depth research. They're not gossip mongering. They're not, salacious or sensational. If they say it's so, it's fucking so, and there's receipts to prove it. Sorry about that, Anthony. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you're gonna find out. You'd probably end up finding out as well why the Welsh are so good at rugby as well. That might be one way to deal with it. But I wanted to throw a joke to Welsh because I'm sure he'll know it straight away. What do you call people that hang out with rugby players?
What do you call? No, I don't know this one. Go on.
Nah, you call them wingers.
Yes, I like that one.
Okay, so
with what you were saying, Anthony, about the Bosnia thing, what I kicked Scrub out for was both Hank and I served in Bosnia. And Hank was saying about what part of his job was exhuming the mass grave sites. And then Scrub went off on one started making a snide comment about he wanted a pity party. And I lost my temper and went, nah, you're out.
Just why?
Yeah, I don't.
Why?
Because the focus wasn't, because at that point in time the focus wasn't on Scrub's sad story, which he had spent quite a bit of time building up.
Like Welsh, my grandfather, when he was still in Italy, served. And I would like to stress to everyone, he was a teenager during World War II, so had no involvement whatsoever during the Second World War. But he did his compulsory military service for about 3 years at the border with the old Yugoslavia. And even there, you got a glimpse as to what was actually going on in there throughout the 70-odd years of the Yugoslavian nation as one. And it was horrendous. It pales in significance to what happened in the 90s, but people who think that, it was only just a flash in the pan moment, this has been brewing for some time.
Yeah, they'd gone through, they had their death camps during World War II, then they had the education camps under Tito's regime. They'd always pretty much been killing one another.
Yeah. So the idea that you can just try to out-pity an atrocity like that is just ludicrous, to say the very least. But I digress. I will say this: I will have to duck out for a little bit, Coded, because I've got to go pick up a little special someone. I won't mention who, but Coded, you know who it is, and in the interest of protecting the identity of certain peoples, I'll keep that private. But I will say it is a very special person, as you saw in the message, and I will be back very shortly.
You're picking up the Queen of the Emus, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally am. I totally am. And I'm picking up her favorite pet, Fatso, who's now got two rocket launchers strapped to his back.
Excellent.
So the emus, I can tell you now, the emus now have artillery.
Oh, that's great. That's all they need.
Yeah, you know what I reckon we should do? If we want to do a second emu war, we should send the emus out to fight against North Korea. Let's see how they go.
Oh, that'd be great. Airdrop emus into North Korea.
And then out of nowhere, you've got the wombats trotting through South Korea to start launching missile strikes.
You don't. I don't think it's wise to arm the emus, as they won the first conflict without weapons.
No. You don't arm the emus. You arm the wombats. They'll provide the artillery fire.
It works. That works for me. I'm good with that. Okay, bro. Do me a favor. When you do drop out, exit from the chat. The link to rejoin is posted in the chat. That way I'll know you're not in the chat anymore or in the studio anymore, and I won't be talking to a person that's not going to respond to me.
Well, I might take the opportunity to jump now, and then I'll be back probably in about half an hour or so.
Okay, if you're going to jump now, just mute your mic and stay in the studio if you want to get back in the conversation.
Yeah, we'll do.
Cool. All right, my man. Have a good day today. Dan, do you have anything you would like to say?
No, I'm just enjoying my day off and traveling around, listening to YouTube, having some fun.
All right, let's get into Chili going.
Get your fucking hand.
I think I might want to skip over this little beginning part, not give away the conclusion of the matter, but just a hair more. All right, so our boy here was doing a little shoplifting in the changing room stall, and he was detained by the store security, and now the Popo have him, and here comes everyone's favorite idiot, Chili Decastro. Now, Chili, to me, is starting to look like a rabid dog on the street. There's foaming at the mouth, and eventually in this video, spitting, all kinds of crazy nonsense. So let's have a look. Dan, if you want me to pause for a comment, just say pause.
Torture cuffs. Using the torture cuffs here. This is what the copper car looks like here. Got a bunch of stuff in there. Looks like. So you see in there. This guy right here. You alright, man? Sucks.
This is what happens when you fight City Hall. What can I say? I was being peeped on in the fitting room and accused of stealing. But I think it was a mistake. And everybody's been, the guy was protecting his store. Security was doing the best they could.
Really?
Well, I left my pants in there. I had to get a pair of pants. I'm not in no shape to fight three people or let it get to all of that over a simple theft. I'm really upset about
over a simple theft. So mind you, he just admitted that the pants he has on, he stole, and the pants he left behind, they were not really worth wearing anymore. So, that's why security was watching him the minute he walked in the joint.
I'm disappointed, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do. LAPD does not need to deal with this. You do the police work. They got other things to worry about.
Did you steal anything?
I was trying on something.
I didn't know you were stealing.
No, I was in the dressing room trying on an outfit. I looked at it. I sent a picture of it to my girlfriend, or to my homegirl, and he said he seen the alarm and these accusations. I don't know about the alarm. I don't know. Sometimes the stores forget to put them on. Sometimes I don't know what the case is about that. However, I was so accused of it. All three people who had nothing to do with it came up. They thought I was. They felt I really was, but they believed their worker.
Yeah.
We got 15 years in, whatever. So the guys got upset. Security was doing a job, and I didn't want to
Paul.
the manager or owner to know about what took place. The guy was peeking.
Did he just admit that he'd done 15 years in prison?
Did he say that? Let me jump back.
I think so. He said something like, when you've got 15 years in whatever.
Oh, he might have. And Chili didn't put it on the his little closed captioning, which the closed captioning here is not auto-generated. It's Chili who put it in. And there are some things the dude said that Chili left out of it or, altered for a slightly different meaning. Let me jump that back a little bit, Dan, and we'll see if he said that.
So accused of it. All three people who had nothing to do with it came up. They thought I was. They felt I really was, but they believed their worker.
Yeah.
We got 15 years in, whatever. So we got the guys got upset.
He said when you got 15 years in. Chili did actually put it in the closed captioning. 15 years of what? Yeah, he probably was in jail for 15.
Yeah.
Security was doing a job, and I didn't want the manager or owner to know about what took place. The guy was peeking, literally peeking in. Not at me, I don't think it was that, but he was sketchy. I don't blame him.
Right.
But he overdid it. We could have waited until I walked out, then said, "Hey, thief, stop."
Did you try to run off?
Absolutely. I ran off with my pants in there, yeah, because I didn't want to. I cannot perform 3. I'm injured. I'll do the best I could, but it got a little.
I just wonder how you ended up in the torture cuffs. How'd you get the cuffs put on?
That's a part of. They don't know who they're dealing with. They don't know what I am. They don't know what they got to do that. It's a bad call. They called. They're scared weapon. I don't know what God knows what that lady said. They don't know who they're rolling up on. They have no choice. It's automatic. Why?
The guy's actually defending the police for putting the handcuffs on him. Good video, Chili.
Are you going to be violent?
Why would I be violent?
Well, I mean, torture cuffs for people who are going to hurt the cops. The idea is that you're going to attack a cop. So
I know
you
that.
put you in the torture cuffs so that you can't attack people. If you're not going to attack anybody,
I never attacked anybody.
are you known around here? People know who you are?
I think so.
Do these coppers know who you are?
No, I don't think so.
They don't. Oh, so you're not. So it's not like they could say that they know where you live or anything like that.
I don't know. They know where I'm from, probably.
They know where you're from.
It's
I mean, would you stay here without being put in torture cuffs? If the cop said you have to stay here, but I don't want to leave you in torture cuffs, so I'll take the cuffs. Would you not run away?
I don't run.
You're not going to run.
I never ran.
What do you think of that, copper?
Sorry?
What do you think of that? He says he's not going to run away.
You know what?
I'm just asking.
You know what? I'm just here to assist. The officers are here. The officers felt they needed to place him in handcuffs. That's
Okay.
the decision they made.
He didn't put the cuffs on, yeah.
Oh, the other cops did?
There's a reason for it, sir.
Well, what's the reason?
The officers had a reason.
I got it, but... Oh, so you're not an actual copper then? I don't know. I'm asking you, man. How do I know? I just came up here.
Please,
I'm just a guy with a camera.
I was just about to. Go ahead.
Didn't the guy admit that he tried to run off in the beginning?
He did admit, and he actually, I think security stopped him before he got through the door because he actually said they should have waited till I ran out the door.
So he
Go ahead.
kind of already admits he's going to run.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I think he indicated that he would run from security, but he would not run from the police.
Oh, and we can so take that promise to the bank.
Well, you know, we should take men at their word who have 15 years in jail, are, mentally slow and stealing pants. I mean, this guy's literally stealing pants. But there was a law passed in the state of California right now. It's a petty theft. It's, nothing if the value of the items you steal are under $950.
That seems a little bit high.
Yeah. But that's because during all the COVID shit, they didn't want to be locking people up.
See, I could kind of understand it if it was like under $100 or even under $200, but $950 seems a bit high.
Well, I happen to know that in the middle 80s, in the state I grew up in, $250 would get you a Class C felony. Which I did commit, and damn near ruined my career, or my potential future career, if not for the graces of youthful offender status, because it was prior to my 18th birthday.
Lucky.
Yeah, very. Yeah, because a conviction like that, and I could have kissed my Wall Street gig goodbye 4 years later. I never would have had a chance at it. Hello, baby. I know you're cooking cookies, chocolate, peanut butter. You got to keep that on the DL because now I'm hungry. want a sandwich now so I can justify having cookies after. All right, on with the video. Chili, of course, asked the cop if he was a real cop. And then when the cop looked at him like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He puts up his butthurt moment stuff. Everything has to do with ass play with Chili. Oh, pay attention to the police reactions in this video because, once again, Chili, through his street audit prowess, proves himself to be a raving lunatic and the police to be quite fucking patient.
Asking questions.
Don't do that to me either.
Don't do that to me either.
Do what?
Come over here. Am I not an officer? I mean,
I don't know if you're an officer. I don't know.
Sir. Look,
I'm not being disrespectful to you, dude. I asked if you're a cop or not.
All
All right, then what's your name and badge number? How about that? That's
I
easy.
just came here to assist other
All right,
officers.
cool.
They're taking care
Why
of
are we having a
business.
confrontation, me and you?
There is
I'm
no
being cool, dude.
confrontation.
You just said don't do me like that.
Okay.
I didn't know you were a cop.
But
You had your
say,
back.
Am I not an officer?
You had a
I mean,
green patch on your shoulder.
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
still
see
an
your. I didn't
officer.
see your badge.
It
No.
still says police officer on the
Right,
back.
but I don't. I mean, a lot of those guys wear stuff on. What is the green patch about? I didn't know what it was about.
Is it okay there?
I work West Traffic Division. So
Okay.
I do all the accidents.
Okay.
But I'm still an officer.
So there's a lot of pride in that. Is that what that is? It's a lot of pride for you then.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you
sir.
seem like you were offended when I said that you weren't a cop. I didn't know.
Just the fact that, why would you think I'm standing out here with a gentleman that just got placed in handcuffs?
Well, sometimes security guys do that. I didn't know if you were a security officer or you were a police officer. I
Security
thought.
has a security thing on the back that says security.
I want to security tries all that shit. I didn't learn that happened. You just straight. That is, I don't know. I'll probably have a manic attack and go straight to mental ward because I know that security's not supposed to do that. Cop puts a cuff, like they put it on, they can take it off. It's up to them. But the truth of the fact is, the only reason why I waited here, I wanted to either see a manager or officer to let them know I did not do the wrong thing here.
So you were waiting here and the cops came up?
Well,
Sitting on the curb?
Yeah, it was.
Good?
Yeah, so they just want to report that close up from them, so we have to at least verify.
I mean, I told them the truth, but my name is
Mr.
Mitchell. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put you in the back of my car just right now, okay?
Please, sir, don't do that.
No. I'm just detained, okay? But it's only three of us. And,
I'll sit in your style.
No.
I'll make it
Mr. Mitchell. So this is just an
I'll
investigation.
go.
Okay, come on.
Do you need more than 3? Is that what he was? Is that what he was thinking? Do you need more than 3 cops for one guy? I got a camera too, so I can film everything in case anything goes bad. So just because they put you in the cop car doesn't mean you're under arrest. It's the difference between little arrest and big arrest.
You see my car, see what I'm working with.
Oh, I see it, man. They're putting you in the back of a tiny little claustrophobic. It's like a miniature dungeon.
Put my shirt down so you see.
It's horrible. It's just horrible. It's horrible. I mean, like, you guys see where you're putting him, don't you? You see that little space you're putting that human being in? I mind the space, trust me. I mean, you can see it though, right? You see that horrible little space you're putting that human being into? I'm just asking if you guys see it. Because, like, I mean, you said a second ago you have a lot of pride. Like, how do you have pride doing that? That's a fair question. Oh, you rolled your eyes at me. Have you been back there? Have you been back there,
Oh,
bro?
yeah, man, yeah, I have.
Then let's put you in the
I have.
torture cuffs and
I
throw your
actually
ass
have,
back there.
okay?
Let's put your ass back there. Let's see how you do.
So I would ask
Let me
that
put
if
you in the
wanna
torture
record,
cuffs.
That's fine, but step back.
Hey, why are you raising your hands towards me?
I'm just asking.
Who the fuck talks to the police like this while they're working? If some douche like Decastro got up on me at work like this, I mean, he'd have been fucking punched already. Dickhead.
I'm just standing here. I'm on a
asking you to
public
step back.
sidewalk. There's no crime
Really?
tape up.
Oh, it's a miniature door.
Well, I'm a constitutional law scholar. That's an unlawful
Seat of a
order.
car.
Say that again, Dan? Sorry about that.
I mean, he's going on about it's a miniature dungeon, it's this, it's that, how cruel it is. It's the back seat of a car.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
it's the plastic seat, but it's still the same space.
Well, it trips Chili's childhood memories of when he got arrested. And it's a lot more than he's talked about. And he's lucky that the under 16-year-old stuff can't be seen. Because that boy got himself in so much trouble with the police in Alaska, he got taken away from his mother. He was put in a foster home.
He's also lucky that we don't like to publish things that we may have got our hands on that shouldn't be published.
Right. Yeah, I have a few of those things myself, too. And if it wasn't out of respect for the victim side of the equation, I'd plaster that shit everywhere.
Yep.
That's unlawful order. I'm just telling you. The difference between being a law scholar and just someone with a camera is that that's an unlawful order. See, but I can tell you that. I mean, you guys put him in that tiny little space right there. Do you feel bad at all? Do you have any kind of feelings at all about what you're doing to another person? Are you going to put the air conditioner on or roll the windows down? Have you offered him any water? Have you?
I would fucking handcuff the guy to the bumper and then ask Chili if it was okay to walk him to the fucking station. Dumbass.
Offered him any water? Have you offered him any water?
He said, leave them alone. I'm okay.
Right, because he's institutionalized, dude, and you did it to him. You're the reason why he behaves that way. It's what you did. You have no feelings about putting a guy in a car like that? I mean, you just sleep like a baby at night? I mean, you see where you put the man? Look where you put a human being. In a tiny...
Even the mentally deficient dude who got put in the back of the fucking squad car knows that what Chili's doing is detrimental to him.
Yep.
Little crevice space right there, brother. It's a tiny little crevice space for what? He even said he wouldn't run off. I just don't understand. I mean, you said you had pride. Well, how do you have pride in what you're doing right here? How's there pride in that? I'm just curious. How do you sleep at night? Sir, what? Sir, what?
Do what you gotta do, but
I'm
don't ask me
listening.
questions. I'm not gonna answer your questions.
Oh, and is that what people say to you? When you start asking where you going, where you been, what time you coming home?
Isn't Chili's mantra, don't answer questions? But you're like that little retarded kid that won't shut the fuck up while the movie's playing, and you got to ask 50 billion questions. But your mantra is don't answer questions. Fucking amazing.
I know, it's daft. And Narvin's absolutely right. And the cop is wearing the body cam.
Yeah. Chili inadvertently, unwittingly got the guy to confess to fucking everything. This is not the first time Chili's done that. Chili ain't out there to help anyone. He's out there to fucking cause shit and get clicks. Get clicks.
Is that what you do? You go, okay, no problem. You just stop asking questions, or I'm a journalist, I'm supposed to ask questions. You have no feelings about what you do to another person, is what I'm saying. And this guy doesn't either, and this guy doesn't either. You treat people so inhumanely every day.
Sir, you can record, but like
I can record anywhere I want. I don't have to back up anywhere. I'm a constitutional law scholar. You're a dunce cap cop. I'm way more educated than you. You are literally a moron, bro. I teach constitutional law. You're a dunce cap. You're a giant dunce. Want to play games with me legally? Let's do it. Let's do it. See,
so
I'll
we
bet you
gotta
within
go
2 years your badge goes. I bet you within 2 years you have no. No, I'm not going anywhere. Hey, get your f***ing hand. Don't touch me, brother.
All right, if you're not paying attention, watch now. It's kook time. But during the whole kook out, Chili manages to keep his face in the camera. And this is what the police are dealing with. Look at the guy on the left and watch how fucking patiently he deals with this lunatic fucking retard with a cell phone in each hand, acting like a fucking rabid dog for no reason.
Don't put your hands on me, mother. You better back the up. I'm standing right here. I'm not going anywhere. Keep your hands off me.
Sir.
Rodriguez versus United States, 2015. You're extending this, which is unconstitutional. Leave me the alone. This is a First Amendment protected activity. Put your hands, do what you want.
But you need
But
to
I'm
back
not
up.
moving a f***ing inch.
Sir.
I'm not moving a f***ing inch. Go ahead. Go ahead. This is Rodriguez versus United States 2015, you f***ing dunce.
Back up.
No, I'm standing right here. What are you going to do
telling you
about
again,
it? Do it.
you can be arrested
Do it.
for
Then do
148
it.
PC.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. And you'll lose your badge in 2 years.
Sir,
I
go
sue
ahead.
lots of cops. Your stop is right here. Rodriguez versus
You're
United
in
States.
our area,
Let me
sir.
help educate
Just back
you.
up to right there. And
I'm
you'll
not
pull
moving.
forward.
You don't have dominion over me, you pig. Get the away from me. I'm standing here filming. I'm doing my job. Rodriguez versus United States 2015. You are extending a stop to deal with someone who's doing a First Amendment protected activity.
Sir.
Look it up, you dunce. You. You. You.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead, do it. Rodriguez versus United States 2015. Do I need to call an attorney right now? Do I need to call my attorney?
Chili has an attorney? Doesn't he always say that they're scumbags and lowlifes and useless people? Chili has an attorney? Really?
This is a First Amendment protected activity, dunce cap. This is a First Amendment protected activity. You cannot extend a stop because you don't want me filming you. Sorry, buddy. You put the guy in the car
I said
already.
you could film me. but
I
you
can
need to
film
back
from
up.
anywhere I want. I'm 10 feet away from your car. I'm right here, dunce cap. I'm right here. What have I done wrong besides stand here? You're a butthurt pig. I've done nothing wrong but stand here. What have I done wrong? Nothing. I'm standing here. Sir, what? You want me to move my feet?
All
I'm
you
not
gotta do
gonna.
is back up to
The
the
answer's
trash
no. The answer's
Listen,
no. It's
I'm
on
ordering
camera.
you to back up to the trash
It's an
can so I can
unlawful
complete
order.
my
It's an unlawful
investigation,
order.
okay?
He's already detained in the back of the car.
Yes, but I can't work with you yelling me in my
Then
face.
you
I need to conduct
said
my
you were driving
investigation.
away.
I'm not driving
What
away.
investigation are you conducting right here with me? I'm standing here. You are look up
Sir,
2015
sir.
Rodriguez versus United States. You're about to lose your badge. Play games with me, bro. Look me up. Decastro versus Abrams. Look me up. Decastro versus Wagner. You want to be next? You'll be in a civil rights lawsuit. You can't tell me to move because you don't like me filming you. I'm on a public sidewalk. You don't have that right over me. You don't have dominion over me, sir. You don't get to tell me where I can stand.
If you would listen.
I'm not interfering with you. I'm standing here. I have every right to stand here. Hey, you guys, pull your camera out in case I'm a constitutional law scholar. I film bad pigs. He tried to tell me to move my feet. I told him I'm not moving. You don't tell me to move my feet. You can move your car. What happened?
Let me answer that question for you, Rebel. Chile has, pulled out of some Supreme Court case law that the police aren't allowed to extend a traffic stop in order to deal with something else. So Chile inserts himself into the fucking situation, causes a problem. The police tell him to back off. He refuses to do it. His new get-out-of-jail-free card is going to be to cite that Gonzalez case. So this is what Chile's going to use to empower himself now in the harassment of police officers while they attempt to do their fucking jobs. I mean, the Troy Key song in the beginning, I wish somebody would pour a bottle of liquor over this dumb fuck's head and arrest him for being drunk.
I thought I was interfering. Or is this not the exact 2015 Rodriguez versus United States? I told you I wasn't moving my fucking feet, and they're still right here, and I'm not.
Rodriguez versus United States. Ooh, I got lucky on that one. Rodriguez versus United States is the Supreme Court case he's going to be using now to pull his bullshit. If you would, take a look at the position of his feet on the ground and familiarize yourself with what's written on the concrete, because that's going to be a little pertinent later. Chile's all in black with his powder blue shoes. Who fucking dresses this guy?
Moving them, pig. Now drive away. Now drive away.
I think the answer to that, Cody,
No,
is goodwill.
It probably could be. It probably could be, but man, those are some gay-ass fucking sneakers.
They don't give a about you, bro. No, this guy's a pig. What's your name and badge number?
You know, Dan, somebody probably saw him with that blue and purple sweatshirt and was like, hey, Chili, I got the perfect pair of sneakers to go with that outfit. They were my little sisters. They
Oh,
probably
you mean
fit
the
him.
grandma sweatshirt?
Yeah. He's got grandma's sweatshirt and somebody's little sister's sneakers.
What's your name and badge number?
Carter, we're gonna continue our investigation over there.
I can walk over there if I want, Piggy. It's called the walk of shame, Piggy. Walk of shame.
They're driving, you douchebag. So Nathan Johnson, who's obviously familiar with the Rodriguez case, I didn't have a chance to look it up, but I will be. Nathan says he's quoting Rodriguez versus the U.S. all wrong. These are exigent circumstances not related to the arrest. Now, I do have to go look that up so we can point out when Chili's wrong. The police have become so exasperated with Chili's fucking childish nonsense, they actually just moved to the other side of the road to get the fuck away from this lunatic with 2 cell phones in his hand, recording himself and they know it, while he's trying to get a fucking reaction, a violent reaction out of them. These officers did a phenomenally good job here in dealing with Chili and not reacting to it. I think Chili's face and a little bio might be getting circulated around to local law enforcement.
Piggy's drove over there. Now let's see what they're going to do. I think that I'll walk across the street. I think that's what I'll do. See, you might want to look it up. It's called Rodriguez versus United States, 2015. Look up the case so that your buddy doesn't lose his badge, because it literally is a Supreme Court ruling that says that you cannot extend a traffic stop to deal with another person, especially when they're involved in a First Amendment protected activity. That's what it says, and I'm willing to go to jail over it. That way I can get this pig's badge taken away from him. What a tyrant pig that guy is. I hope you're nothing like that pig. That's disgusting, bro. I mean, are you going to apologize for his behavior? Are you going to apologize for his behavior?
Sir, this gentleman's asking you to leave.
I don't give a shit what he's asking.
I want you to be around.
I don't care. My rights are not up for feeling.
So now, even the dude who's in the back of the squad car is telling the cops to tell Chili not to film him. He doesn't fucking want to have anything to do with them. So that even the mentally deficient individual knows what Chili's doing is of no fucking help to him. All you Chilites out there, you little chili sack lickers that are watching Chili pull this horse shit, and you think you're going to do it too, you're going to get yourself fucking arrested. You're going to get yourself arrested. I don't recommend you pull this shit with the police anywhere but in L.A., because L.A. cops are used to dealing with homeless, street-walking lunatics on a regular basis. If you're in some small town, Texas or Oklahoma, you're going to get fucking thumped if you do this shit. And that's what Chili wants, because then he can do a new begathon for you. Because he's forgotten all about Laney Hudson.
Look, sir, do what you gotta do.
I'm doing what I have to do. I'm doing exactly what I'm.
Don't ask me questions.
It's my right to do what I'm doing.
That's fine. Do it.
You can't make me move my feet because you don't like me. You don't have to answer me.
Let me be. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone.
As long as you'll agree to do that to the next person.
I'm not agreeing on anything. Just
okay. As long as you'll agree. As long as you agree to do that to the next person.
If you want to record,
that's all I'm saying.
That's
all I'm saying.
Me, sir.
That's all I'm saying. You agree to do that to the next person. I know you don't understand principles of liberty, but speech is the first principle of liberty, from John Locke, just in case you didn't know.
Ball dangle. You see what Chili's thinking about all the fucking time? Hey, Chili, at least he's got a set to dangle, you little douche.
If you can control me being able to speak, you control my liberty.
I know, sir. Sorry about that. Hey, you know, you so much.
You know, sir, you drag him off to a dungeon if you could. What are you talking about? You take people to a rape cage. Who the hell do you are thinking you're acting moral? Freaking nasty pigs. Don't let them fool you, bro. They're against you. Trust me. Who put you in the torture cuffs? Was it me or this guy? It was this guy over here who put you in the torture cuffs, not me. I'm here to make sure they don't beat you. Yes. Before this camera phone existed, these filthy pigs arrested me dozens of times. Because I don't shut up and I don't back down just because they think I don't have to move my feet. It's my right to put my feet anywhere public I can stand. It's literally my...
Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta show you that little feet shot. Pay attention when he shows his feet again.
Yes. Before this camera phone existed, these filthy pigs arrested me dozens of times. Because I don't shut up and I don't back down just because they think I don't have to move my feet. It's my right to put my feet...
Oh, look at that. He's back on the other side of the road again. I know it's a minor thing, but these Chili videos, they're edited. That's a clip from previous in the video. That's when he was on the other side of the road. So you got to pay attention when you watch these Chili videos, because he's now able to edit things out of context, slip things in that, you know, might be of a different spot in the actual timeline of events. You got to pay attention with this clown. And if it wasn't for those goofy fucking sneakers, Chili, I might not have picked it up.
But wait, I thought real auditors didn't edit their videos, they just broadcast them live.
Exactly. Not Chili. That's just something Chili says. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Dan.
Anywhere public I can stand. It's literally my God-given right. It's my God-given right. Not constitutional rights, my God-given right. I just want you to notice I respected your wishes. So the next time someone says stop asking me questions, maybe you'll do the same thing.
When the fuck did he respect this guy's wishes? He's been badgering him the whole fucking time.
This piggy right here is triggered with the camera. He couldn't stand the camera was on him, and he freaked out on me and tried to tell me that I couldn't put my feet on a public sidewalk, and literally put his hands on me to move me.
He's saying the officer freaked out. No one freaked out in this video, including the guy who got arrested. No one freaked out except you, Chili. You've been freaking out the whole fucking time. Oh, man, I would have loved to have seen him get arrested on this one. This is why Chili doesn't stick around in any place too long, because the other auditor who sent him a clip who got arrested 10 days later, if Chili was sticking around in these spots, he might be finding himself getting fucking picked up. That's why he's always running. Have mattress, will travel.
And I said, not today, pig. You can push other people around, but he's not pushing me around. Tried to physically push me off my mark. Didn't work out for him. If my van gets towed, I'll let you guys know, because I parked where I wasn't supposed to park, but they had this guy hemmed up. They had 3 cops around him. I'll be damned if I was going to back down, though, after he tried to push me off the way and then came across the street. I'm a journalist. I'm allowed to follow a story. looking for my car to be towed away right now. That's what I'm looking for, to see if my car gets towed away. I'm looking over there where I parked. I just saw this guy in torture cuffs, and he's losing his mind because he's already 22 minutes long. How you doing? I'm real nice if you guys don't give me unlawful orders. I'm a real nice guy. If you start giving me unlawful orders, I get mad. I really hope my car doesn't get towed. See, he has no expectation of privacy in public. I can literally stand anywhere that there's no police tape. I mean, he's so stupid. Like, what a stupid cop. Like, I mean, hey, copper, you understand you can't give unlawful orders, right? You don't have dominion over me. You don't get to tell me where I can stand. You understand that, right, copper? Just making sure you're educated. Yeah. Rodriguez versus United States, 2015. Take a look at that. Your boy would have lost his badge. I'm just saying.
And off to jail the criminal goes. And he was probably begging the fucking police to get him away from this lunatic. Let's watch Chili run.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run and check on my car. Thank God that it's still there. Oh God. But delete laws, folks. Delete laws.
Chili's so excited at the end that he got to talk shit to somebody, and he fucking got away with it. He's just a fucking pro knob, man. Mr. Caruso has not returned. Yeah, Rodriguez is the new Supreme Court case we're going to all have to familiarize ourselves with, because we'll probably be hearing a lot of that shit from Chile in the near future.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what Chile's trying to say it does, by the way.
Right, exactly.
It basically says the police cannot keep you around extra time so that they can go summon a drugs dog to go search your car for a traffic stop.
Right. This wasn't even a traffic stop. It was a fucking shoplifting thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Something's wrong with that boy's fucking brain.
Oh, what?
1,300 feet per second. Well, I made it. Late, but I made it. Yes, you did make it. Good to have you here, buddy. I got, there's one other video I wanted to show. The end of the video that one of his subscribers sent in to him. Because I want to point out a little fact.
Oh, which one of the criminals is this one's video?
Didn't you cover it the other night? The guy,
Oh, Dollarhide.
Yeah, no, the police officer on the motorcycle cops on the side of the road where the dude is kind of walking around him, giving him a fucking hard time. And then he got arrested 10 days later.
Oh, no, that's Alan Hobbs.
Yeah, did you go over that one?
I don't think so. We went over the one where they tried to claim it was Delete Laws clips, but it was actually Delete Laws.
Right. So I think, yeah, this is it right here. And
My God, you doing 80 miles an hour down Independence?
We can watch the whole thing if you want, but I just want to right now jump to the end of it. Because... So this dude caused some problems with the police interfering with a traffic radar, LiDAR setup. And 10 days later, he got arrested. He sent the video into Chile, including this part of the video is after he was arrested, posted bond, got out of jail. In true Chile fashion, the way Chile teaches it, he goes back and harasses the fucking cop.
I'm doing some investigations. Can y'all help me? Okay, good. You don't know what the case is? The case of missing Miss Goodwin. I'm looking for her soul. Mia Goodwin, you know, the lady who got plowed over. Yeah, I'm down here looking for her soul.
Okay, did you make it to jail on time Friday for lunch?
No. Actually, I made a $10,000 bail just like that, motherfucker.
What's the bologna? Is it good?
No, I didn't eat nothing. Actually, I played it.
Oh, you didn't make it, Tom.
No, I made it out of there. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm sorry you didn't get any lunch.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, you know what, though? It's all retaliatory. $10,000 bond for that. Resist, obstruct, delay. You fat. You fat. You fat.
I was jail. You'll be going again.
No, I won't. I guarantee you that. You fat. I ain't going nowhere. Where the hell's Mia Goodwin? Where's Mia Goodwin? Where's Mia Goodwin? When are you going to lose weight, you When are you going to lose weight, you
Look at you, you fat.
Hey, what'd you? Oh, you called me a fat.
I did.
Call me. Say it again.
Fat.
Okay, we got you, you dumb. That's all I needed.
Okay, we got you. That's all I needed. First off, who's we? You and Chili? Is that who the we is? And you go back and you're harassing the shit out of this woman, talking all kinds of shit to her, and she responded to you the way you were talking to her. And as soon as she cursed at you, you reveal what you were there for. You were there to get a video clip of her getting nasty with you. And you spent all the time getting nasty with her, and then when she fired one back at you, that's what you were there for, to get a clip of her.
Yeah, but, you know, Chili should be really careful about using other people's videos up on his stream to do things. He might want to look at the records of the people he pulls up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Mr. Hobbs here and Mr. Dollarhide, they have some really interesting, colourful histories.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Do you have a little bit of color to give us?
Well, I'll let you guess which one's which. But one of them has a history of being a drug runner and selling drugs. The other one has a history that includes sexual assaults.
I know the drug runner one already because you and I have talked about that. It doesn't surprise me that this clown that was talking this way to this female officer about another female officer, it does not surprise me in the least that he has a history of sexual assaults.
It's just one of those things, you know, usually before you use someone's stuff, you check up on them a bit. It's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah. It helps with, the character of the individual. Believability.
Yeah, and also helps you not be tainted by association.
Right. I don't think... I think association with those two guys relieves some of the taint from Chili. I don't think Chili's a taintable guy. I mean, he's got so much of his own fucking stain all over himself. I don't see how other people could fucking taint him.
True.
And I'm telling you, Dan, I'm pretty sure we don't know the worst of the things that Chili has done.
Probably not.
I'm not so sure. Well, good to be back, by the way. The website that is covering his case history is doing a pretty good job of exposing his background, and I dare say there's probably more to come. In particular, I believe that the recent announcement by the IRS that they're investigating First Amendment auditors and sovereign citizens who are running their own channels might have a certain set of individuals in their sights in particular.
The IRS announced that? When did they announce that?
That was late last year.
Ooh, nice. Were you aware of that, Dan?
Yeah, certain people need to realize that when you run a YouTube channel, you have to sign up to what's called Google AdSense in order to be able to get the money. There's a huge part of that that tells you that they report your income to the IRS.
Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Dude, you making it real easy. If you're not above board, you're all that. Well, it's not take a handout, fold the money up, put it in your pocket anymore. If that shit comes in digitally, man, all of that shit is traceable and provable now. That's why the IRS hired 85,000 new auditors.
I think Venmo and Cash App still don't report it to the IRS, but PayPal certainly does.
And that's why a lot of them have stopped.
They don't.
That's why they've stopped using PayPal in particular.
Right. They don't act. Those report. But the others, even if they don't report, it's still a digital transaction. If the IRS goes to request the information, it's all going to be there.
Oh,
Believe me,
they're definitely going to hand it over to the IRS because they're going to go, hide this information and get audited by the IRS, or give it to them and not get audited. Hang on while I fetch your file.
Right, exactly. The IRS said they needed what? Get that to them right away. That's what that we're moving to digital currency. We're moving to digital currency. That's what Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, that's what all of that is about. If you cheating, it's so much easier to get caught now. You cannot hide it.
If I can use Australia for an example, what tends to happen with our payment and taxation system here is that they now have API links between the Australian Tax Office, which is our equivalent of the IRS, and your bank account, for example. So what then happens is that you can actually go into what's called Services Australia, which is their online portal with the federal government, and complete your own tax return through the portal, who already have your income details in that regards on there. Mm-hmm. So part of that will include any sort of digital payment that you might, for example, receive on YouTube. Now, I don't know if the IRS in the US are that advanced at the moment, but I can't imagine they'd be that far off. And even if they don't have the API link set up, they'd still be able to track certain things. And we all know that, the local police or the FBI may not be able to pin you down. But if there's one organization that knows how to pin down any criminal they want, it's the IRS.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do. They call it open banking.
Yeah, that dog has bite, man, the IRS. If any overseas bank accounts, because I live in Southeast Asia, my bank in my home country is not a U.S. bank. But the IRS gets a statement directly from them every year as far as how much money I have in the account and my interest earned. Like they without me asking, they notify me when they do it, but they send a statement directly to the IRS. There's a lot of expats out in the world, U.S. expats, that aren't filing taxes. And they're going to get themselves fucked eventually, because if you have a bank account overseas, that 90% of those banks are informing the IRS what your earned interest income was for that particular bank. probably with most of them, why nobody's gotten bagged yet, is most of them are such low dollar amounts that the IRS isn't going after them.
And this is the thing you have to take into consideration is how much money is there actually to gain from it, or are they doing it as a bit of a favor to, say, for example, the FBI or local police authorities just to help them nab people. Remember, at the end of the day, this is what undid Al Capone. He got done on tax evasion charges, and then they pinged everything else on him.
Yep.
If the IRS wants you, they'll come get you.
Yeah, they have no problem with it either.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I would not be surprised if there are certain people who are looking over their shoulders at the moment at a possible knock on the door from the IRS over there, and that they could end up, wanting to have a quiet chat. So keep your eyes out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try and keep up to date with any further news that comes out of this investigation, but this is definitely happening.
What you're talking with the 1A, the investigation of the 1A auditor community in general, or little D Decastro, little Chilito?
1A community in general. Don't be surprised if Chill Idiot gets dragged into this.
Gotcha.
So
we have our boy, Mr. Dollarhide, Chili's buddy, who is a drug dealer. Dan, convicted?
I think he's away from the keyboard at the moment.
Yeah, he might be. He muted his mic. If Dan has a record of it, he was definitely, he was at least charged, if not convicted. We also have Dan, Welsh News Network. Dan and Becca broke yesterday, or the day, but no, it was yesterday, the very beginning of yesterday's broadcast. You'll get the little penny ante criminal background of Colin Campbell, who is the guy partnered with Chili Decastro running Delete Law's clips. And they have receipts and information there. Did a great job hunting that stuff down. Our boy Colin Scott Campbell is, been accused of selling $35 worth of marijuana to a young lady, which turned out to be parsley or oregano. And then the script was flipped when the police were talking, and he said he wasn't selling oregano as marijuana to the young lady. He was buying pharmaceuticals from the young lady, prescription drugs without a prescription from the young lady, and in the process she stole his wallet containing $35.
Oh, that is too. I think Hank might be in the back at the moment, but as it is,
oh man,
let him in.
Yeah, let him in. Hank, you there, bro? Hold on. No, I muted you. Sorry. Out. So, how long you been waiting, dude? I didn't see you down there with the scroll wheel thing.
15, 20 minutes.
Ah, shit. I'm sorry, man. Put a. In the future, if I don't respond like that, do the @coded friend in the chat room, because I watch the chat through my...
I put a chat in, I just didn't do it @coded friends.
Yeah, if you do that, it's easy for me to catch it. Anybody who really wants me to see a message you're sending me, do the @coded friend, because as they scroll by, it's easier for me to pick them up.
I was
just waiting for Dan to get back, then I was going to do an @Dan.
I got you. So, do you have anything to add with what we've been talking about, Hank? I'm so sorry I missed you on that.
Oh, no big deal. These cash apps are not... they're not a way to hide your finances. They're all reported in one way or another.
Yeah, absolutely, every one of them. And if they're not being automatically sent to the IRS database, if the IRS asks Venmo, Cash App, PayPal for a transaction record on you, which you've posted it on your YouTube page, all that shit Chili's posted on his page, and auditors just got to look at that, write them down, and say we need the transaction history for these accounts.
Well, he's going to be in for a big surprise because the IRS doesn't care that he didn't hang on to the money very long, but that he had possession of X number of dollars. He might have given everything over, which he doesn't, but even if he did, he's going to have to prove that it's a
charitable
bona fide charitable donation.
He's not a charity.
No, I'm talking about where he puts his money.
Oh.
And there's limits on the amount that you can do as charitable donations.
Right. Well, if he were to set himself up as a 501c3 charitable organization, that money has to stay in the charity. So if you want to move it to a different bank account, that bank account has to be a bank account that's held by the charity. You can't move charitable funds out into personal funds. You can't commingle that shit. So that he probably get hit on that. You can give up to $10,000 to anyone. So. And you don't have to declare it as income. The way the way delete laws is set up now, I don't think the IRS would consider that a business. I think they would consider it a hobby because it doesn't generate enough income for someone to live on, if I'm right about his numbers.
Well, that would then fly in the face of the claims that he's been making, that he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars of this, wouldn't it? It'd be a bit embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Like when he said that his online store made $32,000, that's gross sales. That doesn't count what the shit cost him. So,
of course.
Right, if you're using a 50% markup, that's only $15,000. The cutoff for the poverty line's $20,000 to $25,000.
Really, it's that much in US?
Yeah. So if you're not making that much in income, then the IRS would probably consider delete laws to be a hobby, not a business. And being a hobby, not a business, you're not able to write off as many expenses. So. Like, that boy's going to get himself in fucking trouble everywhere. Because Go ahead,
I think the funds that are going to get him in trouble is his donations from his sugar daddies.
That's probably going to be it. And I'm sorry, hang on. Got a little swallow of coffee down the wrong pipe.
It's fascinating to sort of see this because, there is a lot of very clever accounting that would need to be undertaken to be able to cover up these kinds of payments from his alleged sugar daddies. And I don't think Chili is that smart to be able to do so. Not only that, but I would imagine that if he's claiming those donations, he would then have to release those receipts to show that they've been directly transferred into those bank accounts. And from all the receipts that we've seen from him so far, well, they're not even receipts. They're just saying, yeah, here's some money that's been saved to go into here. They're not going to go there, but, it's there ready, as if he's trying to claim that he's holding them in trust.
That's very true. Hey, Coded, what did you say the reporting amount was before you had to report?
It's not every U.S. citizen has to file a tax return. There is no. Hold on, I think it's 10,000 in income. But if you're a business, if you're over $400, you have to file a report.
It's I was going to say with your 15,000, assuming the 50% markup.
Right.
Though ignores what he has shown on screen of his YouTube, the AdSense stuff, which is $2,000 a month.
Yeah, that if he makes $400 in a year as a business, he's got to file a return. I don't think he has delete laws set up as a business entity with its own.
I don't think it is properly,
right.
No.
So if he's making $2,000 a month in AdSense, yeah, he's got to file a tax return.
Yeah, because that would be between that and what he's claimed, and we can't be sure about that from his merch site.
Right.
If we say half of that because of expenditure, that would put him at $39,000 a year. Just from those two. That ignores PayPal donations, Venmo, Cash App. Those aren't even included.
Right. So even if you cut those numbers in half, he's still got to file a tax return.
Oh, totally. Totally. And I wouldn't be surprised in the least if he had to fill out a couple of things then as well, considering that he's probably running multiple entities and is therefore claiming income from multiple sources. So, I don't know if he even understands where all the money is going at this point, unless it's going in one hand and straight out the other to keep him alive. It just flies in the face of everything that he claims that he's making millions of dollars. Well, hundreds of $1,000s. Well, if that's the case, mate, open your checkbook. Let's have a little look-see, shall we?
This is part of why I want him to
what
sue me, because he doesn't understand. I'm going to get to see that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's why I have no problem saying on behalf of myself. Now, Dan wants me to include Welsh News Network in this. I will let him speak for himself. Just me. I think Chili is a low-rent grifter who is not financially responsible nor civically responsible in his tax duties. I think he's a cheater, a liar, and a fucking scumbag. And if you want to sue me for calling you a fucking grifter, Chili, feel free to fucking sue me, because we'll just go into court and we'll just look at all this shit. Because Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Super Chats, Rebel at Heart mentioned Super Chats, all that shit is fucking digitally tracked. It's all stored in a database, and it can literally be brought up in fucking seconds. It's not like we have to go through ledger books and shit that coffee's been spilled on. It's all nice, clean, digital fucking records, bro. You have no idea.
It gets even better because there's a guy who's very similar to Chili in Australia. His name is David Oneggs. And he has started up his own conspiracy theory / auditor / sovereign citizen BS, whatever you want to call it. And you can now buy a membership. And the membership, which you're going to enjoy, is $19, which includes 10% GST. So, which is a value add tax in Australia. There's just one problem.
He's not registered?
He's not registered for GST.
Oh, fraud.
I believe the ATO have now seen the website and the charging and the membership, and I think they're about to pay him a quiet visit. But yes, that is quite possibly fraud he's just committed. Now, that is another way that that's another thing the IRS will be checking as well, because a lot of these so-called YouTube businesses that are starting up from time to time in terms of people setting up channels, they would be set up within the jurisdictions of certain states. Now, whether this is covered under the state jurisdiction or whether it's covered under a federal jurisdiction would then dictate, if someone signs up for something like Patreon, for example, whether a value add tax would need to be done to it. And then the question comes about, in which state is this value add tax done? If Chili's doing this, then it opens up a whole barrel of questions. Where are you domiciled? What VAT are you charging? What VAT is it connected to in terms of your jurisdiction?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's got issues with the fact that he has a listed residence And he says, well, that's just where my mail goes. I don't live there. Now you're jumping around state to state to state to state. Ironton, Ohio could say, hey, you earned that fucking money when you were in Ohio. You didn't pay us.
Yeah.
Like, not only is he opening the door for the IRS, the feds, to go after him, but the state versions of the Internal Revenue Service can actually go after him also. I doubt they would, because it would cost more than they would get back. But, you know, he's opening the door to having a lot of fucking people come after him. And if the IRS comes after him because of non-payment of taxes, and they find out that he's doing hanky shit with the money, then he's going to wind up, the IRS has no problem turning that info over to a law enforcement agency that will then bring criminal charges against them.
This is where it gets fun. I don't know, Crusoe, if you've signed up, if you've got a monetized channel.
I don't think, Anthony, you don't do any broadcasting, do you? On YouTube? He muted his mic. He may have had to step away for a second. Let me address one.
As part of the thing you do when you sign up for that, guess what you have to submit? Oh yeah, that'll be your tax documents, because I've literally just done it before I came on air with you.
On the monetization thing?
Man.
Yeah, as part of the monetization thing, you have to submit tax documents, because I just had to fill out the forms for a non-US resident earning money from the US, because that's where Google is.
Right. So did you provide a personal tax ID number, or did you provide a what we call an EIN, an employer identification
personal one,
number?
because I don't have an LLC set up yet for this, but I can change that at a future date.
Do you my plan to monetize is at 2,000 subscribers, and I think I'm just going to do a straight PayPal contribution thing. The money is, I'll explain everything down the road. The money is going to go to a charitable concern. So I may actually wind up setting up a charity and then have the money directed into a charity. I am going to set up an LLC for Coded Friend, because, you know, the way people are fucking suing each other here, it's kind of crazy not to do this without the umbrella of an LLC.
In some ways, but what we intend to do with the finances is very simple. We intend to make it so that the network pays for itself.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, first and foremost.
And the second thing we're going to do is the rest of the money is going to go in a pot. And as we come across someone who needs help and stuff in the community, we're going to give them the help. We're going to use that money to help them.
Yeah, that's absolutely great. I love that idea. Mine is similar, but mine is for the poor indigent people. I know a lot of people that just aren't getting enough to eat in Southeast Asia. They're not getting the food they need. Their kids don't have clothes to go to school. You know, they don't have the school supplies they need and shit. So once I get all those pieces set in place, that's what I intend to do with any monies I am able to raise here. And I'm not going to push on it and all that shit. If you want to throw a little something, I'll provide a chute to throw it into, and I'll make sure I'll be 100% transparent with it. Because if I set up a charity, then I can show all the financial records of the charity without getting that, you know, mixed up with my personal stuff. Before we keep talking here, Peter Vandervliet put in the chat, codedfriend.001, why did YouTube not warn me that you are live? It sucks. I've been getting this feedback from a handful of people lately. Let's not shit on YouTube. You know, not everything works right all the fucking time. They're managing a shit ton of data. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
It's a conspiracy. They're shadow banning Coded.
I was joking about that before, and I don't even want to joke about that anymore. I'm not being shadow banned. I don't know why they don't always go out.
Banning him. It's a
Thank
conspiracy.
No, you know what it, you know what it is.
Keep doing that in the background. I love that.
It's you know what it is. It's YouTube are panicking because they're so scared of Chili's defamation case against YouTube at the moment that they are going to take the knee to Chili.
Emus. It's the emus behind the scenes.
That's why I told you to
Google.
That's why I told you to keep doing it, because I knew the fucking emus were right around the corner.
Flightless dicks, honestly. Emus, they are flightless, angry dickheads of birds.
They kick the shit out of your military. So yeah,
they're coming for you.
I don't know what's going on with that. The quick solve I can give you is unsub, resub, and hit the notifications bell, and hit the all on the notifications bell.
What it is, Coded, if you do 2 lives within a 24-hour period, it will only give notifications for 1.
Oh, okay. I thought it did 2 lives in the 24, and then the third and subsequent wouldn't get notified. So that might be Google the reason right there.
Google lied on that one. It doesn't do it for the second one.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you let me. Yeah, see, I'm not getting shadow banned or any of that shit. I don't trust those fucking emus, though. And if they have a hand in this shit, I can see where they're
using Google. They're shadow banning him.
Keep that shit up, emu guys. I got 100,000 dingoes ready to fucking go.
I reckon at some point they're going to pull out the ultimate move, which is them spreading a rumor that Coded has information that could lead to the arrest of the Clintons.
But he does. He got it from when he worked in Hillary Clinton's office when she was governor of New York. Didn't you know?
Adam McGuire says in the chat, YouTube stopped letting people know because codedfriend.001 is right over the fucking target. Well, if that's the case, bombs away, because I hear people talking this right over the target shit all the time, and they never drop the fucking bomb. Bombs away today. Bombs away.
No. The bombs would be the wombats, all right? The bombs would be the wombats.
I thought it was the drop bears.
Nah, drop bears more like to work as spies. You know, you think you're walking along okay, and all of a sudden, bam, right in your back. You know, and then they eat the back of your head.
Hey, here's one you can confirm to me, because they wouldn't believe me.
Go on.
Do not drop bears have this fascination with trying to eat power transformers?
I can neither confirm nor deny that rumor.
These buggers wouldn't believe me. The damn things eat power transformers for some unknown reason. It never works out well for them, but they always fucking try it.
I'll tell you what they do enjoy eating, and it's telecommunication lines from time to time.
Yeah, I didn't know they ate them as well.
Maybe they get a hand on. Maybe they get a hand on
wombats and square poops.
Cubed rectum? I don't know anything about that shit.
Yes, apparently they do cube poops.
Or thereabouts.
God damn it. Now I gotta look up shit. Every time somebody says something fucking like that.
You're literally going to be looking up shit this time.
That's what I mean. I just can't take your word for it on that. I have to go fucking look it up.
I love how we fucked with his mind when we told him that platypuses are venomous, and he looked it up. It's like, holy shit, they actually are.
Yeah. I never knew that.
Yeah.
If I was in Australia and I saw a cuddly little platypus, I would have picked it up and handled it. I'd be fucking dead right now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank God I found that out before I went to Australia. So, the Australian myth that everything in Australia is trying to kill you, it just became a little more fucking real.
No, it's not a myth. Look, it's not that everything in Australia is trying to kill you. It's that everything in Australia wants to kill you. It's just not everything has the ability to.
Got you. Well, if cockatoos are knocking potted plants off fourth-store balconies, something fucking going on there, man.
There's a wonderful time I had once, and just to show you that anyone can, if they had the potential to, of sitting in the back of my. Actually, there's a YouTube clip going around. If you ever get the chance, of a kookaburra taking on this 2-meter brown snake. Little kookaburra taking on a 2-meter brown snake, and can I tell you, the kookaburra won.
Mm-hmm.
Basically got the snake by just underneath its head after after the snake managed to tangle up around him. The kookaburra then got him just underneath the head, managed to squeeze himself free, and has flown off onto the edge of the house and has just started whacking the snake against a brick house. Mate, even the kookaburras are vicious.
Is a brown snake venomous?
Oh yeah. Of the top 10 venomous snakes in the world, 7 of them are in Australia.
Really? I was in. My wife has relatives in the north end of the main Philippine island. I think it's the region is called Luzon, but they have a fucking cobra there that's got a 9-foot. It's a spitting cobra. It's got a 9-foot fucking spit range.
It's not the spit that will actually kill you necessarily. It's the actual once it gets its fangs into you. The spit is there to distract you.
And to
but if you get that shit in your eyes, you're fucked.
Oh, that can hurt.
And if you get it, like if you got it on your hand, if you got it on your hand unwittingly and then rubbed your eyes, you're in fucking trouble.
Yeah. But they say the taipan up in northern Australia is probably the most dangerous to come out of Australia. 2-meter taipan.
Is that what color is that snake?
Bright yellow.
Yeah. I think I've seen one of those before. They're outside of Australia, right?
They can appear outside of Australia, but they are native to northern Australia.
I think I've seen one before. There's a green snake too. That's the exact same color as a banana tree leaf. Like they get up in the banana trees and they get right on the leaf and they coil up. They're almost impossible to fucking see. And those little bitches are fucking nasty.
Yeah, absolutely they are. Welsh, I think you were about to say something.
Yeah, that taipan snake, that thing's evil. That thing causes hemorrhages. You start bleeding out of your eyes, your ears, and it's a nasty shit.
Are they aggressive?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, the fucking kind of snake that chases after you. Beautiful. Peter Vandervliet.
And fast.
Are they really?
Yeah.
You know, in the South, I think it's eastern Georgia. It's not a venomous snake, but they call it a whip snake. You know, you find them in grass fields. These things will actually chase after you and whip you with their tail.
I reckon Chili would actually enjoy that.
Yeah, he probably would. I don't think the snake would enjoy where Chili would put it. Peter Vandervliet in the chat room has a little Chili news. He says, I just saw a Chilita video in which he claims that YouTube is choking his numbers. I'd like to fucking choke something besides your numbers. He thinks YouTube lowers his viewer count to hurt his channel.
It's the emus.
It could be the emus. Let's redirect them fucking emus to Chili.
Welsh, you're a bit of an F1 fan, right? Aren't you?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Where would Chili's sugar daddy rank in regards to sugar daddies with Big Daddy Stroll?
Oh, nowhere near.
Reckon?
Nowhere near. Yeah. It's funny you should mention that, because one of his sugar daddies actually loves to rally. Jeff Lloyd loves to rally. He even made a film about it.
Chili made the film or Jeff made the film? No.
Jeff made the film about all of them going down to Mexico to take part in one of the big cross-country rallies down there.
Yeah,
I would love to see.
Oh, Baja.
No, you would not. You do not want to watch it.
No.
Trust me, you don't want to watch it.
I would love to see Jeff Lloyd try to take on Big Daddy Stroll. I think it would be hilarious.
get eaten for breakfast. But yeah, don't bother trying to find the film, folks, because I had to watch it. I've tried to watch this film 19 times. I have never made it past the first half hour without falling asleep.
How long is it?
I have no idea because I've never made it past the first half hour.
and yet Mika Hakkinen, even in his 50s, would probably be a better rally driver than him right now.
Oh, undoubted. Mind you, it's Mika, you know. Mika could have been dead for 3 months and he would still be a better rally driver than most of the people on the planet.
Kimi Räikkönen could probably be drunk and be a better driver. But then again, drunk is probably Kimi Räikkönen's natural state.
Oh, did you hear, though, about... you like rallying that, so you'll know it. Colin McRae. Talk about the ultimate ending for a rally driver.
Yeah. Oh, it was
the same with
perfect. I know I'm going to date myself here, but I think the best southwestern American into Mexico Baja rally, I think the best stock I've ever seen was the one that Steve McQueen did.
Oh, yeah.
That one's fucking great. But, if you're not 55 or so, you probably haven't seen it.
Those of us who are much younger are well aware of who Steve McQueen was.
Okay, cool. Because that motherfucker loved to drive shit, man. He really did. I think he was more fond of it than Paul Newman was. And he liked the more off-the-track shit than Newman.
This would have been around
Scott
the time...
Amo in the chat room confirms what Peter Vandervliet said. Chili said that during the pre-audit video live, he did. I was watching that. I didn't get to the very end of it. I'm going to finish that off when I get done here. Thanks for letting us know, Scott and Peter.
I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube was suppressing it. It's probably because they're on the first steps of probably demonetizing delete laws.
He is demonetized. He has to apply for each individual to get it remonetized.
And I imagine they're just going around and saying no. But what they'll do now is that, as part of that, correct me if I'm wrong, but part of that process, they'll go next level, which is basically suppressing some of the subscribers or maybe what's happening is now we're starting to see that no one's actually subscribing. People have he's been buying for the subscriptions, and then YouTube's been going, oh, hang on, this is not a real person. Let's trace this back a little bit, shall we?
No, what happens is, you see, he screwed himself. You're partly right by buying subscribers, because how YouTube recommends your video, how the algorithm does it, it looks at your subscriber account and then looks at the percentage who have watched your latest production.
Yeah.
And if it notices that's like 5%, it goes, well, your subscribers think this is shit, so we're not recommending this to other people.
And there is factored in the amount of time viewed, because YouTube's well aware that the click farms only hang around for 15 to 20 seconds.
So they just look at the number of views and compare it to the number of registered subscribers you have and go, well, your own fans don't like this, so no one else is going to do it, so we won't recommend it.
Right, exactly.
It's that simple.
And I think the one I've been enjoying watching his numbers as of late has been Rights On, who now claims at the moment that he's got 134 subscribers, but his view rate is hurtling towards 10% right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be suffering the same fate as Chill Dildo at this point.
Yeah, well, we've noticed it. Okay, today it's altered because we hit the 1,000, but normally our view rate is twice our subscriber rate.
Yeah.
So YouTube keeps recommending our shit to other people because twice as many people who are watching this are subscribed, so it gets a really good rating from the algorithm.
Yeah.
But if you're down in that 5-10% range, that's not good.
If you go, one thing I did with when I did my pre-made videos, before I was doing lives, I would, at the intro beginning, I would always put up a screenshot of my subscriber count. So you can go way back, I started 5 months ago. You can go back 5-month-old, 4-month-old videos where I only had 100, 200 subscribers, and some of those chili videos have like 3,000, 5,000, 8,000 hits on them.
Yeah. Well, literally when, how we first started talking, Coded, you made a comment about us in one of your videos, and you referenced how many subscribers we had.
Right.
Back when you did that, it was like 160 odd.
Yeah, and that was only that was like 8 weeks ago. Maybe a little more, but it really wasn't that long ago. That fucking Chili's attempt to bash you backfired so fucking bad because people wanted to know who the fuck you were when Chili bashed you, and people came over, watched it, and they're like, click, I want to hear this guy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Chili, you should definitely attempt to bash Coded. You should go for a mass report on Coded. Try and get the fucker banned. He's working for the emus. He really is. He takes backhanders from the emus.
I don't think he will. I think that boy legitimately is fucking afraid of me.
Come and try and find me if you can, Chili, if you're listening to this as well, because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun trying to dox someone who lives in a completely different country.
Yeah, go over to Anthony Caruso's house, you motherfucker, because we're training a cockatoo right now.
Oh, yeah, there'll be pot plants waiting.
There's caca in the name of that, so that's going to get Chili excited.
That's why I usually, when I say it, I missed it that time, but I usually call it a cocker too. Because Chili likes to have both hands full.
Well, let's just say that's perfect bait then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And potted plants. Just say pot plants. He'll be coming. A cockatoo and pot plants? Yeah, Chili's on the fucking way. I covered over the comment, but when we were talking about all the shit in Australia that has a desire to kill you, somebody posted in the chat, is this the National Geographic channel? I didn't get to mention it, and then it went by. Dude, subscribe. We'll talk more wildlife shit if you want us to. But, Chili is a rare fucking bird, so yeah. That's where the wildlife theme comes from.
He probably enjoys that a little bit way too much then as well, which is a touch disturbing, I guess. I would like to throw the question up to you. Given all the activity that's been happening, actually, that's one thing I do have to go. Keep talking. Keep going amongst yourselves for a second, because I am going to bring up his public records, because I think there's been a couple of updates. I need to go have a look. Just bear me 1 second while I look.
Oh, yeah, he's filed court cases, new court updates.
He's got a new...
no, I think...
I understand he's got a new lawsuit complete.
Yeah, Hemming, right? Pepe Hemming?
That's what I understand.
Yeah.
Has he actually filed that, though? I know he's saying he's going to, but he's been saying he's going to, for the last week, file lawsuits against people.
So I've got it up in front of me now, and there's two that have come up, and it's both on his copyright case.
Hold on a second. Anthony, hold on 1 second. Please preface with allegedly to protect yourself.
Well, no, these are civil cases.
Okay.
They're not criminal. These are civil cases, so we're all in the clear on this.
Cool.
So what I can tell you is that in the civil case of Decastro versus Abram Peters, which he is claiming copyright, there has been a motion to strike a defendant's opposition, and then there's been an emergency motion to strike 109 opposition to motion. So he's put through a motion to strike a motion. He's put in a motion to strike defendant's opposition, and those are both with his copyright claim against Josh Abrams and Kate Peter.
Yeah, and Kate Peters had filed one as well. So you've got three on that one. On that court case, there's three.
Yeah, so that was her opposition to the second motion for contempt.
Yeah.
I think Merb has been going over those, hasn't he? And so did Dog Detective, I think, if you want to get caught up on those legal docs. Go ahead, Hank, sorry.
There's another lawyer that goes over him also.
Peg leg?
Yep.
Peg leg. I don't know if it's peg leg lawyer or peg leg attorney.
It's peg leg finance.
Ah, there you go. Why does he do finance if he's a lawyer?
I don't know.
Okay.
Could be tax
rich peg leg.
Could be. Be.
I can listen to him speak without vomiting in my mouth like I do with Merb.
Dude, don't bash Merb. I like Merb.
Merb sucks.
And I've listened to Peg Leg too, and I like Merb's sense of humor better.
No, you come on our channel and say how good Merb is, so we're coming on yours and saying how much Merb sucks.
Merb, I love you, bro. I like your sense of humor. I love the snarkiness. I love dude, most of all, I love it when you're a fucking arrogant bastard. I really do like it. I find it hard to believe that you're a West Coast guy.
I don't like his fashion sense, to be perfectly honest.
Yes,
the jackets are. I don't mind what he says, but Jesus, you could put a better jacket on than that if you're a lawyer, please.
That's the
appeal. Italian coming out.
That's the appeal of Merb to me. And to be honest with you, Anthony, if we're gonna get on style and shit, I cannot fucking believe that you're Italian with the fucking Australian accent. I find it hard to believe that you're Italian.
I'll send you a picture of myself. You'll take one look and go, "Holy Jesus, yes, you are Italian."
Okay. Because you don't sound Italian at all, my friend.
There's a reason. One of the two previous companies I used to work for before I joined the one that I'm at now are both US-based software companies, and their nickname for me was Mick Dundee.
Right.
As in Crocodile Dundee.
Right.
So it's when they saw me, they go, "Oh, the look fits the name." As soon as they hear me, they just go, "Oh, Jesus, you are Australian."
That's not a file. This is a file.
That's not a spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet. I could just see it. I could just see it happening right now. The one I'm very curious about is that the case of Decastro versus Wagner. Is it Wagner or Wagner?
It's Wagner. In the U.S. It's Wagner.
Yeah.
If you're in Germany, it's Wagner.
Yeah. So that civil rights case has actually been reset for the was originally reset on the 13th of January. Now, this is starting to kick off again because there was a notion granted for order granting 34, and I think they're on the verge of possibly reopening this.
No, they have reopened it.
Yeah, they did. It got dismissed because he filed late, but then he pulled the "I'm an idiot" pro se, help me, and the judge granted it.
The judge acted in a criminal manner and broke the law and reopened it despite having already dismissed it with prejudice.
Right.
That judge ought to be strung up.
I don't know if I would call that.
I think that would be. I don't think it's necessarily criminal, but I think it would probably warrant a public reprimand at least.
It's criminal, actually. I had to look into it, but it is actually criminal.
Well, they're not supposed to be treated differently, pro se.
It's not that's the problem. It's because she dismissed it with prejudice.
Right. Okay.
That's a huge problem.
I would hate to see a judge get in trouble over fucking chili.
Well, to be fair, she's not getting in trouble, or he's not getting, I can't remember which it is, but they're not getting in trouble over chili. They're getting in trouble for their own incompetence.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could see Wagner appealing that decision. You could really see him appealing the reopening straight away. In fact, I'm surprised he hasn't.
She hasn't. She just announced her retirement.
Oh, the judge announced the retirement.
No, Wagner was the police chief of Ironton and has just retired this last week.
Yeah, the one that Chad was supposedly going to replace, but it's not.
Well,
yeah. So, okay. Makes it pointless, doesn't it?
And to be fair to Chad, he never said he was going to replace it because he wasn't even in the running. Because there are two other sergeants with more experience, two other captains with more experience and time in than he has.
I do remember that. So really, I don't see the point of resetting it, but anyway. But that means then that at this stage there are still 4 cases sitting in against Chile at the moment, which is the Abrams Peter debacle, which just seems to be going around in circular motion, and of course the 2 warrants.
3 warrants.
Is it 3 now?
Yep.
What's the third one?
Interfering with a stop from when he decided to go and try and audit a police officer when they were stopping somebody else, and he dicked around and caused issues. And just for the cherry on the cake, it turns out that the people the officer has stopped were armed.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Illegally armed?
Not sure, because it doesn't mention that in the reporting.
And that's what the court to decide.
What state was that in?
I think that's Nevada or Arizona. It's the one where Henderson is when he fled from the police station. That's why he fled, because they had a statewide bolo out for him.
Oh, did they really have a bolo on him? Motherfucker. I wish he had gotten the guy he wanted to talk to, because that dude probably knew what was up.
Well, unfortunately, Chile's own people who were watching him live were paying for super chats to tell him and warn him that there was a bolo out for him.
It makes me wonder.
Trying to warn him.
Kind of makes me wonder if that falls in the aiding and abetting territory.
Yeah, exactly. Harboring a fugitive.
Well, I'm not sure if it would be harboring, but aiding and abetting is helping them to evade the law.
Right.
The only thing is, if there's only a warrant, I'm not sure if they could be. I'm not sure.
That's what I just wonder if it's hitting that territory.
It's something I certainly wouldn't do, especially not publicly, because I'd be worried that it would hit that territory.
Yeah, I've made it this far in life without a criminal record, so.
Dude,
and even if I had a criminal record, I wouldn't want to add to it for that asshole.
Yeah, my days of having problems with law enforcement magically ended the day I quit drinking.
That's not a very uncommon story.
Right. Just like my overall attitude and demeanor changed when I was very aggressive when I was drinking, and not just when I was intoxicated. I think my aggression was worse a day or two after I had gotten, fucked up beyond belief drunk, because you're not right. Your body's not right. You don't feel right in the fucking head, and you just bark at people to get them the fuck away from you. Yeah, I was pretty bad.
Coded? You? Aggressive?
Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I can't believe this. No.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm nothing compared to what I used to be, bro. Nothing at all.
That would be like suggesting that Cody during the days of being a broker was an arrogant prick.
Oh, yes, dude. Absolutely. Look, I'm not going to deny any of it. Look, I had friends who would go out with me, and at a certain number of drinks, they would disappear. They wouldn't say goodbye, nothing like that. They would just disappear. And I'd be like, hey, man, where the fuck did you go the other night? And they'd be like, dude, you're on your 5th fucking shot. I'm gone. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, dude. You never noticed that when you have your 5th shot, I leave. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, yeah, I had buddies who had drink counts, and when I hit a certain number of drinks, they'd just walk.
I've just realised something.
What?
55, aren't you?
Yeah.
Did you know The Wolf of Wall Street?
I may have bumped into dude.
I was just thinking the timelines kind of match up.
Yeah. Well, they were go-go days too, man. There were quite a few guys like that around. It's part of the reason why I got out of the industry. Because,
go on, Coded. Admit it. You're the Wolf of Wall Street, aren't you?
No, dude, I wasn't.
You were dwarf tossing.
I what?
No. He was the one. If you remember from the movie, he was the one in the elevator. In the see-through elevator.
Did you ever see the movie Boiler Room?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. You know when dude is on the phone, the guy calls, the telemarketer calls, he's sitting in his kitchen, and the telemarketer's trying to sell him on a fucking newspaper or magazine subscription or something. And he's going through, he's like, come on, bro, that's the best you get. That's how I was. Like, you couldn't sell shit to me because you just couldn't fucking sell anything to me. I knew when I was getting pitched. I knew when I was getting baited because some of the best in the world at that point in time, I was around those guys. It's a big part of the reason why I left the industry. That there were two things. There were a lot of people just fucking who didn't give a shit about anything but money, who would act like, I hung out with guys who would, they would act like I was the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I knew they would gut me in a heartbeat if they could get fucking money out of me.
That's the entire industry.
It's not. There's a lot of people in the industry that do a lot of good and want to do a lot of good. But there's the way, I don't know how it is these days, but the way the industry was structured back then, it was kind of fucking soulless, and the morality of it was gray at best, approaching black. There was, you had to be pretty solid in yourself to get through the dog pile. Like the firm I worked for was a top firm on Wall Street. We got paid once a month. And you had to line up 2 by 2, and the front of the row was where you got your paycheck. And those guys, up the closer to the front you were, the more money you earned. The back end of the 2 by 2 row were the guys who earned the least amount of money. And you had to run that when your name was called, your check was held up in the air, and you had to run the fucking chute to get your check. If you were to back 2 guys in that line, dude, you got punched, kicked, fucking everything spit on before you got your fucking paycheck. Because that was how you got motivated to not be the end of the fucking line next time. It happened to the back 25, 30% of the line. So, there were times where you literally took a beating to get your fucking paycheck.
I would definitely want to be in the back of the line just so that one fucker could try that shit on me.
Nah, you didn't, dude, because the whole fucking... No, when it came to payday, there was a little bit of a fucking prison mentality that kind of fucking woke up in these guys.
No, I'd have fucked up the first guy that tried it on me so badly that no one else would ever have tried it.
I know you think you would have done that. I don't.
I definitely would have.
Some of these guys had a lot of fucking experience in that shoot.
In the military, first unit I was in, you had to do the gauntlet whenever you got promoted. And that was not a fun experience, but it was part of the ritual, though.
Yeah, but that was meant out of love. These guys were just being dicks.
Well, if that was love, that was fucking painful-ass love.
Yeah, it was a weird thing in the finance world. This was how, there was some physical abuse that you withstood if you weren't. You had to be an earner, man. There was a little bit of a mafia mentality there. You had to fucking earn. You had to earn. If you weren't earning, you weren't worth anything. And that was a big part of the problem with the industry for me. Like, because it was sink or swim, man. Nobody threw you a fucking life preserver. Nobody helped you with shit. You swam or you fucking sank, man. And there were people that were willing to push you down so they could get your fucking seat.
Hey, Coda, do you just realize if someone clips that, it does make you sound like you were the, financier for the mob?
But that's anybody who worked in that industry is just gonna nod their fucking head and be like, yeah, man, that's the way it was in the fucking late 80s, early 90s.
See, Chili, we have a mob boss on our side.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking mob boss, dude. I'm a guy, look, I'm a guy I'm not a boss. I never was a boss. I was a fucking earner. And to this day, that's what I am. I'm an earner. The company I work for, I've been
enforcers.
Yeah.
I reckon he would have worked for the Sopranos if he had the opportunity to.
No, the Italians. I'm an Irish kid. The Italians would never have me. They like to hang around with me, but
the Italians would have you if you earned the money.
No, if I had a law degree. You got to remember, Tom Higgins had a fucking law degree. He was the lawyer.
No, I'm not talking about Higgins. There was the Jewish guy. Oh, what was that? What was his name? Wasn't it Meyer Lansky?
Yeah, but Meyer dude, look, the Jewish mafia was as bad as the fucking Italian mafia.
Yeah, but he linked the two together.
Yeah. You know why that is?
Because Lucky Luciano wasn't an idiot.
Well, that's part of it, but you got to look at the other side of the coin. The Ashkenazi Jews in Europe, the Jews of the last diaspora out of Israel that migrated into Europe and intermixed with the population, but maintained their Jewishness. The Ashkenazi Jews in Europe have a intelligence, a measurable IQ that is one standard deviation above the rest of the population. This is why they were so successful in business in Germany. It's why the Germans fucking hated the Jews, because they did so much better than the regular population, which one standard deviation above the rest of the population is fucking huge. It's huge. So all the wealth and the money starts to gravitate toward that slightly superior intellect. And that you saw the same thing with the mafia guys in the U.S. The Jewish mafia had the fucking money. It's the Italians that were fucking brutal. And the Irish mafia was so fucking brutal in New York City, the Irish mafia wiped themselves out. Infighting.
What's the one organization that the Irish hates more than anyone else? It's another member of the Irish.
We do like to fight with each other.
It's like Scots love to fight each other.
Yeah, the Irish would prefer to fight with Irish over anyone else because we don't think it's fair to fight other people.
How come the Welsh have gotten away scot-free with all of this? That's what I'd like to know.
English.
Because
we don't do mafia. We just kill English people.
Isn't it still law in Wales at the moment that it's legal to shoot an Englishman with a bow and arrow on a Sunday?
No. They disqualified that law, but it is still legal that we can get shot if we're in certain border towns in England after nightfall.
There is a wonderful...
You're fucking kidding me, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
But you don't have to repeal that law because you guys don't really have guns over there, do you?
They're allowed to do it with a bow and arrow.
Oh, motherfucker.
There is a website called Dumb Laws. It is the... I've just got to see if it's still around, but there is a website of the stupidest laws in the world. Hang on. Here it is. Stupid laws. Here it is. Found it.
One of Louisiana's laws in there for you can't kiss your mule in public.
I believe one of them is that it is illegal to go whale hunting in Alabama.
Well, they are on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, what about Florida's law that you can marry an alligator?
Really?
And yes, you heard me right. You can marry an alligator in Florida.
You know that for a fact?
Yep.
Man. Florida's just fucking wacky.
It's all those retired New Yorkers there.
There are a lot of retired New Yorkers there. I would blame it on the Michigan boys. There's a lot of Michigan in Florida, too. You know, when you grow up on a mitten, something goes wrong in your fucking head. Yeah, man, I've met some Michigan guys, you know, run-of-the-mill guys, and they make New Yorkers look fucking tame sometimes. They're such shithead little assholes.
Oh, come on. You got to provide evidence of that one. Not buying that one.
Just next time you're in the U.S., bro, give me a call. I'll bring you around some Michigan dudes. You'll get what I'm saying. Michigan is the aight guys. Aight. You hear somebody go, aight, that's a fucking Michigan dude.
Every state has their own brand of idiots.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt. All right, should we continue on or wrap this thing up? We've been 2 hours and 16 minutes. Relatively short for us, but I think I want to gravitate.
Not even getting started for a Welsh.
Yeah, I know. You guys do 5 and 6 hour fucking broadcasts. What's your longest one? 9 hours?
10.5.
Say that again. You broke up.
10.5 hours was the longest one.
Fuck, man. I did one 5 hours. I'm not doing that again. It was too long.
We did a 5-hour one the other day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was too long. Sorry, Hank. I keep stepping all over you.
When you hit your 2,000 subs, you need to do a 24-hour.
I'll give it a try. I will say when I hit 2,000 subs, I'll do a 12-hour. I don't know about a fucking 24-hour broadcast.
I was talking to Welsh.
Oh, Welsh, yeah. Yeah, you do
no
24
problem.
hours.
Hey, when you hit 1,000, you're screwed, Coded. You've got to auction yourself off for charity.
What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody would buy me. I'm worthless.
No. You ain't getting out of this shit.
What do you mean auction myself off? What are you talking about?
Exactly what it says. Just the way we've got to sell Becca.
You sold Becca? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not yet. It'll probably be next week that we start the auction.
I'm bidding, Becca. If I'm top bidder, don't worry about it. You're not gonna have to do. You're gonna have a day to relax. How long are you auctioned off for? The whole day?
I think it's a couple of hours. It's a virtual date thing.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you eat? Virtual food?
I don't know. We like the idea that we
That's
could
up to the
sell
person.
Becca.
That's up to the person who wins.
Becca, can you do virtual laundry? Because I'll bid a little higher if you can do virtual laundry.
We just got told we had to auction somebody, so we had a staff meeting, and everybody went, "Yeah, it's Becca."
Why not Sugar?
Who the hell had bid?
Exactly. That was my point. I wanted you to fucking say it.
I think maybe if we got his wife in the bidding to get rid of him for a day.
She would be top anonymous bidder.
I don't think she'd be anonymous.
What about if the fake delete laws account came on and bidded and we sent the winner straight over to delete laws himself? Hey, he bid under his name. He bid under the delete laws name.
You can bid on behalf of other people.
You can.
You can.
As long as the money's received, it doesn't matter.
Yep, we don't give a shit. What was the name of the charity again, Hank?
22 a day.
That's it.
Let's bid. Let's send Shuggy over to Chile.
Hank, that's a military veterans charity,
Yes.
22 a day, and that has
Yes,
to do with
it's a charity dedicated to reducing the trend and hopefully ending the trend of 22 servicemen just taking their own life per day.
Right. Yeah, look, if it's one a day, it's fucking tragic. Yeah. So, Welsh, do you have any idea when you're going to do that?
Probably next week, as it takes a little bit of setting up and stuff.
Right. Look for that next week on Welsh News Network. Welsh, if you put a graphic together to promote it, get the graphic over to me. I'll put it on my community page with a link back to the broadcast on your channel. That's going to have that fun time where we get to buy a human
the auction itself
being.
will probably last a month, but we'll have a GoFundMe that's where the bids go, so the money doesn't come to us, it goes direct to the charity.
Got you. Give me a link for that, and I will put it on my community post. Let me know ahead of time. I will plug it on our broadcast, or I'll allow you to plug it because you are becoming almost as regular as Hank lately, who's only missed one broadcast so far live, two. I think you weren't here for the first one, or you may have jumped in on the first one, and you weren't here when I did Early Birds and Insomniacs and Early Birds. You missed the whole Emu War thing. Hodgepodge Harmony in the chat says, why not auction off a chance to be co-host? Hodgepodge Harmony, there's an invite link right at the top of the chat. You can't auction off what we're giving away every broadcast for free. And over at Welsh News Network, if you got a voice and you can talk, you can definitely appear on at least one broadcast. So, yeah, that's the only reason we don't auction that stuff off.
I'm not sure that wouldn't fall under cruel and unusual punishment with my panel.
It could. You're forced to do a gig with Shuggy. Yeah. Where is that motherfucker tonight?
He'll be asleep. It's like 5 a.m. It's way past his bedtime.
Oh, okay. Cool. Gotcha.
I'm going to love you and leave you all. I'm going to duck back. It's going to be dinner time fairly soon, and I'm on cooking duty, so...
All right, Anthony. What are you making? Lasagna?
It is pasta tonight. I did a couple of nights ago. You'd actually be quite impressed with me. I did a cottage pie for dinner.
Fuck, nice. All right, next time I'm in Southeast Asia, I'm going to get in touch with you.
Cottage pie? What does that have to do with pasta?
No, tonight is pasta.
Tonight is pasta. A couple of nights ago, I did a cottage pie.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Just checking, because for a minute there, it was like, what the fuck?
I did up macaroni and cheese with chicken and bacon with barbecue.
Well, nice. Our specialty is that the sauce is 100% homemade for us. So we do a whole passata day where the whole family gets together. We just cook the tomatoes, make a whole massive... We've got enough jars of sauce to last us a nuclear fallout.
Yeah, man, that's an Italian household. If the sauce isn't homemade, it ain't fucking sauce, bro.
Exactly. So...
All right, my non-sounding Italian friend. Have a good day today, bro. Thanks for lending your voice.
My pleasure.
For me, it was steak with wild mushroom risotto.
Fuck, nice.
Yeah, the ice didn't melt enough to get out to get steak today.
Oh, and it was your idea that made me have the steak.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I've got a medical appointment in the morning. I'm hoping it's thawed out enough in the morning to get to my car and get it started.
Oh, you got snow down there, Hank?
We had 3 days of freezing rain.
That's nasty shit, man.
Yeah, it was above freezing a day for the first time this week, and it melted the top layer, but it's slick as shit. It's worse than before it started melting.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. I think I'm all done for tonight. I don't think I have anything left to talk about. I had some...
what?
Go ahead.
We talked out a guy from New York?
Yeah,
what the
man.
hell?
Yeah, dude. It happens, bro. It happens. It should happen. And seeing as how we've been doing all this talk about food, we came in with new car framed by Choice Henry Key. And I'll send you out with a little Choice Henry Key. Hank, Dan, good night, my brothers. I will see you again soon. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll be listening. I do have to work tomorrow. So a little sweet taters and possum meat to bring us out. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for coming.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Well, I called my girlfriend up just the other day, and I said, hot the stove, little mama, because Big Daddy's on his way. And there's one other thing that I asked my sweet. I want to know just what we're going to have to eat. She said, sweet taters and possum meat. Sweet taters and possum meat. Greens and chitlins is good to eat. I don't want nothing but sweet taters and possum meat. Don't want no red soda and no greasy barbecue. Myra C. Cola and moon pie just won't do. Yeah. Now ice cream and candy, that's too sweet. Give some good home cooking, mama, and don't play me cheap. Give me some sweet taters and possum meat. Sweet taters and possum meat. Greens and chitlins is good to eat. I don't want nothing but sweet taters and possum meat. Yeah.
Chicken shack. Yeah. Jericho.
Souffle, caviar, and all that fancy rot. Yeah. Now don't throw none of that on me, a connoisseur I'm not.
Can't stand it.
Now that's for rich folks, mama, and you know what I am. Just a poor country boy from way down in Alabama. Give me some sweet taters and possum meat. Sweet taters and possum meat. Greens and chitlins are good to eat. I don't want nothing but sweet taters and possum meat. Now my girlfriend says you know how I cook. Said I got it from my mama. I didn't get it out of no book. Now you get the basics, baby, and that's no lie. We're gonna end it up with a little fresh homemade berry pie. But first, sweet taters and possum meat. Sweet taters and possum meat. Greens and chitlins are good to eat, but I don't want nothing but sweet taters and possum meat. Well, you know, Jay, I like black-eyed peas, cornbread, and buttermilk, and all that sort of stuff. But like I said before, man, I got to have me some sweet taters and possum meat.
But you're a connoisseur of this good food too, also.
Oh, yes, I'm from Louisiana, you know, that's good food.
Well, you deal in, hog jowls and hog snouts.
Yeah.
Hog ears and pigtails.
Hog eyes.
Yeah, hog eyes. That's good too.
Loves chitlins.
Right on.
Well, listen, pass me some of that gravy over here so I can put it on my hot biscuit. I'm gonna make me a little
strawberry jelly on top of some sweet potatoes and possum meat. All mixed up, all that sweetness together.
Coded Friend, 001 listeners, keep warm tonight. Have a good one tomorrow. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for stopping in. Good night.